Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another UFC recap video of UFC 156 on Georgia St-Pierre versus Nick Diaz. Crazy fight! Jake Ellenberger versus Nate the Great. Marquardt, it was a good fight, but Marquardt got rocked and got knocked out, and Marquardt was like, "What? I didn't lose." Like, seriously, dude, that dude was knocked out. You could see it. He was head first, ass up. And when he got up, he was like, really? You can see him when he got up, he stumbled a little bit. It's crazy. Fighters, when you get rocked, you need to know when you get rocked and you're done. It's not boxing where you get a 10 count. So, Jake Ellenberger won, which I was going for Nate the Great. Marquardt, but it's his first fight back in the UFC. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He lost in Strikeforce, and now he lost in the UFC. So, crazy fight. Jake Ellenberger versus Nate the Great. Marquardt, it was a good fight, but Marquardt got rocked and got knocked out, and Marquardt was like, "What? I didn't lose." Like, seriously, dude, that dude was knocked out. You could see it. He was head first, ass up, and when he got up, he was like, really? You can see him when he got up, he stumbled a little bit. It's crazy. Fighters, when you get rocked, you need to know when you get rocked and you're done. It's not boxing where you get a 10 count. So, Jake Ellenberger won, which I was going for Nate the Great. Marquardt, but it's his first fight back in the UFC. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He lost in Strikeforce, and now he lost in the UFC. So, now that is a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Hendricks versus Carlos Condit. That's how you throw down. You never back down. And one thing I noticed about Johnny Hendricks in this fight is, if you guys want to agree with me or not, he throws like crazy punches. They're not very technical. He throws everything into one punch to knock you out. And Carlos Condit, I'm not the biggest fan of his, but he was doing some damage. He does flying knees and a lot of crazy shit, but Johnny Hendricks is a beast. He's a beast as a wrestler. I've never really seen him do what he did in this fight, throw a lot of he's really good on the fucking takedowns, ladies and gentlemen. But honestly, Carlos Condit did a lot on the stand-up, and he was busy on the ground. So with that said, it was a hell of a fight. You guys need to check that shit out. Go to MMAlinker.com and you guys can see the fights if you haven't seen the fights already. So I want to talk about the main event, guys. And I think it was a hell of a fight. I respect Diaz for everything he's accomplished in mixed martial arts. I respect everything GSP did in this fight. I think GSP is a guy that you cannot really fuck with. He could take it to the ground. He can stand up. He controls the fight. He's more of an athletic type guy. And if you look at it this way, him versus Diaz at one point was landing a lot of punches and bunches. I mean, GSP looked at the clock and he was looked like he was like, "I'm tired." And even his corner said after the third round came along, he said, "Nah, man, you just gotta take it to the ground. You gotta just take it to the ground, and that's the way you're gonna win." And honestly, that's the way I see it. Is he had to take it to the ground to keep Diaz from randomly throwing hundreds and hundreds of punches. And I think GSP was actually surprised that, damn, Diaz can take a hell of an ass whooping and he keeps coming. So, guys, let me know what you think of this fight. Were you surprised that GSP just wrestled him to the ground and completely out-neutralized his boxing? Because, honestly, that's how I seen the fight going, honestly. Even though I wanted to say Diaz was going to win this fight, there's a lot of people on Twitter that I follow were hoping Diaz won because a lot of people don't like the wrestler, the lay and pray type shit, which I don't. I think they should implement the yellow card into the UFC. But that's for a different story. But I gotta say, I respect GSP for what he's done and what he did in this fight. He did what he had to do. And Nick, if you retired and you're actually not gonna fight anymore, I just think he has nothing more to prove. That's why he said he wanted to retire. And honestly, I think Diaz is one of those type of guys who'd rather lose, actually knowing he was fighting his ass off, than just lose to a guy laying on him and winning that way. Honestly, I think this fight was good. I think Johnny Hendricks' fight was a lot more exciting. I just think GSP is getting to the point. It's repetitive. It's boring. You go 5 rounds every fucking fight. You lay on the guy. You wrestle him. That's all you do. That's my opinion. You guys can hate all you want in the comments, but that's how I feel. It's just the same old thing when you watch a GS fight. When we watch a GSP fight, it could be GSP versus Mike Tyson, GSP versus Anderson Silva. What are you gonna do? Just wrestle the guy to the ground. That's all I see happening. But I will definitely see you guys soon. Peace. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know what you think of this fight card.